Well. Hi. This is Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. How's everybody tonight? Yeah, there's no satellite passes coming up, but I said, let me go on live and just see if anybody wants to chit chat while we do some FT8. FT8, you know what that is. That's freaking terrible aiding. I don't know what that is. I'm just being silly. No, FT8 is a lot of fun. And I've gotten a lot of contacts using FT8, and I figured I'd come on here and show it to you. And we could talk about other stuff too. We could talk about whatever you want. But here I am running FT8 right now on 20 meters. And I have been having these issues where the FT8, the WSJTX, disconnects from the radio constantly. Everybody says it's RFI. I have done all kinds of toroids everywhere, on wires, on USB cables. See, just did it just then. It just disconnected. If you look at the window here, if I click on this and I tell it to enable transmit, I get an error. Where's the error? The error's got to be on here someplace. It's not connected to the radio right now. Yep, now it just connected again. Hit it again. Okay, now we're connected. That's good. Hello, Ed. Ed is here. Thank you for coming, Ed. Ed, we're talking about FT8 right now. I've been having issues with it where it locks up or it disconnects. And people tell me it's RFI. I can't find it. I have put toroids everywhere. And you know me, I'm pretty, what's the word? I got a lot of tenacity when it comes to fixing things like this. I get in and I try to figure it out and look at it and say, all right, if I was RFI, where would I be and why would I be there? By the way, the radio, you're not looking at the radio. I don't have the radio camera on right now because it's on my 9700. But for some reason, this keeps disconnecting. Now what happens is whatever window the mouse is in when it disconnects, if I click in that window, it gives me the retry from Ham Radio Deluxe. I've also, and I talked to the guy at Ham Radio Deluxe about this, sometimes Ham Radio Deluxe rig control just closes for no reason. Don't know why that is. Don't know why it's doing it. It doesn't give me a particular error message. Sorry if I sound tired. I've been running around all day from 9 o'clock this morning until about noon. I ran about 4 or 5 deliveries for Uber, and then came home, had lunch, hung out with my puppy. Hey, Andy. Andy Cowley came to the game. Thank you for coming, Andy. So yeah, I've been working my butt all day. I probably ran about 7 hours running Uber today. I did all right financially. I think I made all right. But yeah, I started working for Uber this week. I've been doing it for 4 days, and I made a few bucks. It's nice. If I can bring in a little bit every month, that would be wonderful. But right now I have less money I've made doing it than I have credit for miles I can deduct from my taxes next year. So Andy's here. It's late by him. He's over in the UK. Ed's here. I hope you're doing good, Ed. Oh, good. We got somebody calling us on KC9. Mike Uniform is calling me on FT8. Right there, you can see him. And why mine's not transmitting? See, it disconnected again. Where is the... Yeah, this is what comes up on the screen when it disconnects. I get this. Where is it? Where'd it go? It disappeared. I can't even tell it to retry because I can't see where it went. I tried to move it over to this window. What the heck? I'm telling you, this FT8 used to be so much fun. It used to be so easy. And then little by little, it's going south on me. And I can't find the window to tell it to retry. Can't shrink that down. I can't close the waterfall. Looks like the old task manager is going to be needed. And we will shut down WSJTX improved. That's what I'm using, by the way, WSJTX improved. I'll tell it to end that task. We should lose WSJTX. There it goes. All right. Got the task manager back to normal. Let's move things around where they should be. I'm going to show you something too. If you don't have Grid Tracker 2, you want to get Grid Tracker 2. I'm going to show you that screen in a second. All right, we got this working again. Let's 20 meters. We're going to enable transmit. We're going to skip the first thing and enable transmit again. All right, so we're back. All right, anyway, let's see. I want to show you Grid Tracker 2. So let me add another display here. Let me bring that up. All right, it's there. Now let's just tell it where to go. Tell it what monitor we want. That's the monitor we want. All right, what you're looking at there, this is the new Grid Tracker 2. This is a great little gadget, man. I happen to love it. What you're looking at, well, normally when you see Grid Tracker, this is what it looks like. Right here. See how that looks? You can see the entire planet. And you see those lines that are going from me out to the locations that are hearing me. They're curved. The white lines are curved. The black lines show where active DX contacts are going on. But what's really cool in Grid Tracker, you have this new icon, this circular icon right here. And if you click on that, it turns it into a globe. And if you hit QTH, it'll zoom right in on your location based on the grid square that you put in there. All right, so it gives you more of an accurate representation of what the planet looks like. In this view, imagine the round Earth split open and folded out onto a piece of paper. What happens is the areas toward the outside of the picture are distorted. So Greenland looks bigger than the United States, which it's not, and all that. But in this position, it's not very... You don't get an accurate representation of how the signal is getting to your location that you're contacting. By clicking on this little globe right here, which is next to the notepad, the note pane, the clipboard pane, which is where you have your, if you look at my WSJTX here, let's turn that off, you could see the list of call signs on the top right. That's coming from WSJTX. So that's what this little icon here is, this one right here. If you click on that, it opens that window. But this one right here, this is your home QTH, and this is the Earth flattened out a little bit differently. Instead of doing it horizontally, it splits it. Let me zoom way out so you can see it. Because you'll see Australia looks all out of whack. So does Africa, because it's out at the edge. See here? It's out. Oops, went too far. Let's get a little closer. A little closer. Yeah, that's good. So here's Antarctica, and here's the Arctic. So you get an idea. It's like opposite me if they split the Earth open and laid it out flat. That's what it would look like. All right, we got somebody calling us from the United States here, even from Texas. November 0, Quebec X-ray is calling me. I'll try to make a QSO with that person while I'm telling you about Grid Tracker 2, the new Grid Tracker. This is absolutely amazing. Now, if you hit QTH, this is the zoom level that you'll go to based on your location. And from that, you move your mouse over yourself and turn the wheel on your mouse back. Not when something's on the screen. My radio's transmitting, which is throwing it off. All right, there you go. So now you can see better. And all the lines are straight. You notice that? They're straight because they flattened out the planet as if it was flat, which it's not. And anybody who believes it is, don't even talk to me if you think the Earth is not round, because you're wrong. I'm going to tell you right now. And yes, we did land on the moon. I don't care what you say. You don't think somebody would have spilled the beans out of 500,000 people if we really didn't? Anyway, so yeah, I was out all day doing Uber today, and I'm exhausted. I missed our net last night because I was so tired. I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night, and I slept till 6 this morning. I needed it. I think I might take tomorrow off and just, oh, there you go. We just got the error again, and I tried to move it to the screen so you could see it, and it disappeared. Where the heck did it go? It's not going to let me do anything now. I'm going to have to go to Task Manager and quit again. Yeah, this is... Why this is happening... Why this is happening, I have no idea. And it won't even let me exit out. Oh. And now, Ham Radio Deluxe disappeared. Wow. I'm telling you, it's getting frustrating. I'm starting to think maybe I won't even bother with WSJTX anymore because it's just causing too much grief. Look, and yet it says it made a contact. I got a QSO. And it won't let me accept it. It won't let me accept it because technically I'm not connected to the radio. Although the radio's right here, I can't even bring the radio up to the front. All right, let's close that. I see, notice the, oh, you can't see it. You're looking at you're looking at Grid Tracker too. Turn that off. Yeah, now it's telling me I made a QSO. I can't accept it because it's not connected to the radio. Let me reconnect to the radio and see what happens. This never used to happen. Before I redid my shack, I always had issues. I never had issues connecting to WSJTX. And now I do. I have to kill it. I have to kill it. That's what I got to do. Task Manager. WSJTX. End task. Yeah, it seems like WSJTX is losing connection with Ham Radio Deluxe. But if you talk to the guys at Ham Radio Deluxe, they'll tell you it's Grid Tracker. It's not Grid Tracker doing it. It's WSJTX doing it. And if you talk to the guys at WSJTX, they'll tell you it's not that. Let's try enable and transmit again. Put that back. Now it's just sitting here. It's not doing anything. There we go. Now it's decoding again. Nobody's calling me right now because I missed that QSO with that guy. So yeah, it is. I guess, everybody, the quick response is you got RFI. Well, I defy anybody to find out where that's coming from in my shack. So yeah. So what happens is WSJTX loses connection with Ham Radio Deluxe. You'll see the call log here go blank when that happens. And what the hell is CQGIVE? What does that mean? That's somebody in Chile calling CQ Give. I don't know what that's about. Anybody know what that means? Tell me in the chat. I hope you guys had a great day. I had a good day. I could be making money right now if I wanted to, but I'm too tired now to drive. And plus my dog has missed me all day. 6 hours I left her alone today, and she's not happy about it. She wants to make sure I don't leave again. Or if I do leave, I take her to the dog bar because she loves the dog bar, and she hasn't been there in 2 days. And it's got to be driving her nuts because she's got all kinds of dog friends there. Look at this, Barbados, a grid square I don't have yet. I'm going to click on that. See if we can get this signal to Barbados. So yeah, we're back connected now. We're on 20 meters running FT8. I do this every day. People wonder how I get so many QSOs in my log. Well, this is part of it because I make a lot of QSOs on WSJTX, on Wires X. I mean, with FT8. I do a lot of contacts on FT8. There it goes. Now you can you see it on the screen? Yes, you can. Right in the center of the screen, right here. You see what happened? It disconnected. It says recontrol error. Do you want to reconfigure the radio interface? No, I don't. I just want them to retry. So if I hit retry, watch what happens. It connects. First it goes off, and then it's back. It wipes out the call log. And this happens numerous times, and I got to tell it to transmit again. Now, this guy we were trying to get in Barbados, I don't know if he's still there. We'll find out when it gets through. But there's what you get. And people say it's RFI, and sometimes it disconnects, and I have no other radio on. I'm not even transmitting. It's just sitting there minding its own business. So I'm perplexed. This only started happening when I redid my ham shack. So I have actually put everything back to where it was when I first started, and it still didn't work. Still had these issues. So I don't know where the RFI is coming from. My radios are grounded. Everything's grounded. I can't believe I still hear people talking about building ham shacks with no grounds and bragging about it. And I have seen more than one built like that gets destroyed. And the reasoning the person believes this is because my friend Jim, ND1C, got hit with lightning. He had all the best grounding. He had similar stuff like what I got, Morgan power, lightning arresters and all that. And everything in his house got destroyed. And he didn't have ARRL insurance, which I'm going to look into getting. And everybody, says, well, then that proves that you don't need a ground. Well, that's wrong. That's not true. I worked for Verizon for 37 years, and we would read the Riot Act if we didn't make sure something was grounded correctly and that the electricity was bonded to the phone lines. They had to all be bonded together, so you didn't have a difference in ground potential. Let's see. This guy, 8 Papa 6 Golf X Echo, he's gone. He's gone. We didn't get him, so we're going to get off of there and start all over again. We are running FT8 on 20 meters. I'm going to switch to 40 meters because I'm right at the gray line right now. If you look at the geochron, you can see literally the gray line just passed me. So we're going to try to travel along that gray line and see if we can make some QSOs on 40 meters. Enable transmit. All right, it just tuned up. All kinds of USB noises going right now, which I don't know what the heck that is. It's like something's connecting and disconnecting via USB. But we are doing FT8 right now on 40 meters. List of calls coming in right here. It's a unique call sign. 9 Alpha 4 Alpha Alpha. That's a cool call sign. I actually do, Ed. Ed's asked me if I have a 1-to-1. It's not by the radio. It's not by the antenna itself. It's actually right before it comes into the house. It's right there, the 1-to-1. Let me just see what antenna. I forget if I'm on a 80 meter off center fed or the 100. This is on the 160 meter antenna. This doesn't have a 1-to-1 transformer on it. But the same thing happens with the 80 meter off center fed. Let me just stop this transmitting for a second. Oh, so notice when I stop the transmit, the USB noises go away. I'll switch to the 80 meter off center fed. You can't see the radio, but you can see the window. And let me just quickly do a tune. Now it's not even talking to the... Oh, there it goes. Yeah, we definitely need to tune this one. Let me turn the tuner off and try it. Without the tuner, I'm at less than 1.5 SWR. That's beautiful. And you can see that if I bring the 7300 screen to the forefront here. Here's your SWR right here. It says it. So if I hit tune over here, notice the SWR is good. The power is good. I'm not at 100% power. I'm about 80 watts I'm doing. But you can see I got good SWR, good power. Stop the transmission. Now we'll go back to transmitting. And we are on the 80 meter off center fed now, which does have a 1-to-1 at the lightning arrestor. So you're saying, let me see, Ed, if I get you correctly, I should put that 1-to-1 right at the antenna? Is that what you're saying? I have to raise 2 boxes up on the parachute cord then. Not that it can't be done. It can be done. So right at the feed point is where I should have the 1-to-1, huh? Is that what you're saying? All right, we got N4 USB. He's from Harnett, North Carolina. November 4, United Sierra Bravo. He's trying to get me now. I'm sorry I'm yawning in your ears, guys. I've been up since 5 a.m. I did about 7 hours of driving, put about 100 and something miles on my car today. So, yeah, if I sound like I'm drowsy and tired, hey, we made it. We got that call. Good. We'll accept that one. And we will hit enable transmit again. See? Just disconnected. There you go. So this is what's been happening. It is absolutely frustrating. However, I could hit retry right here and watch this number. Bam, it just reconnected to the radio. I have toroids on the USB cable on this. I have an actual big ass 3-inch toroid. And the USB cable is wrapped around like 13 times. So if there's RFI, I don't know where it's coming from. There we go. We're reconnected. Here's one in Mexico. Let's try that. We don't have that grid square in Mexico. X-ray Echo 2 November. That's Mexico. There it goes. Just disconnected again. Yeah. Yeah, Ed's saying that he uses an 80 meter end-fed half wave, and that antenna uses the coax as part of the antenna. Yes, I am using an 80 meter off-center fed that doesn't use the wire as part of the antenna system. It only uses it for getting the signal back to the radio. So no, but I do have a 1-to-1 on that, and it's still not working. And I'm going to hit enable transmit again because it seems to have forgotten to continue to transmit. We're going with X-ray Echo 2 November. We're trying to get him right now. Did he step out? He's not here. X-ray Echo 2 November. Yeah, N4 USB is the last one we got. And we're done with him, and this guy disappeared, so we're going to skip him. We got transmit enabled. So far, so good. We're connected. We're transmitting CQ on 40 meters or using an 80 meter off-center fed dipole right now. So, yeah, I've been having those issues. But anyway, the main reason I wanted to come on here today was to show you guys Grid Tracker 2. If you don't have them, okay, so Ed's got a good point here. So if your 1-to-1 is right outside of the house, the off-center fed could be using the shield for matching the lower bands. So do you suggest I put the 1-to-1 right at the antenna. Is that what you're saying? Put the 1-to-1 right at the antenna. In other words, before the coax. And then it would block it from using the coax as part of the antenna. I guess that's what you're saying. That's a possibility. That wouldn't be too hard to do. It's something I haven't tried yet, Ed, so I might give that a shot. That sounds like a reasonable idea on what one way to deal with this. We got a call sign in Chile. It's a grid square I don't have, but he's calling the EU. So we won't bother them. But X-Ray Echo 2 November is back. We didn't get him. Let's try to get him. We're transmitting to X-Ray Echo 2 November. Anybody got any questions about anything? We haven't done any ISS passes because there really haven't been any during the day. I think the first one today was early in the morning, like around 5 a.m., and the next one ain't for a while. The next ISS pass by me will be at 1:54 a.m. That will be a 40-degree pass, and I'll be 9 sheets to the wind when that comes on. Good to know, Ed. I'm going to try that. Except this isn't an end fed. This is an off-center fed. But we'll try it. So we have at 1:40 in the morning or so, 1:54 in the morning, we have a 40-degree pass. And then at 3:32 a.m., we have a 14-degree pass. And then at 5:13 a.m., we have a 0.83-degree pass. And then after that, there is no ISS passes during the day. Yeah, and there's a few passes tomorrow, but they're all like in the middle of the night. There's nothing during the day. Probably not until later in the day. I could actually go to the status page, hit ISS FM. I'm doing this in another window that you guys can't see. There's a way to look up satellite predictions. Let's see. Oh, we got somebody else calling us now. Kilo Quebec 4, Quebec Alpha India is calling me on WSJTX. And I'm still trying to get X-Ray Echo 2 November. We'll skip him. We'll go to... This is from Georgia, Gwinnett, Georgia. Kilo Quebec 4, Quebec Alpha India. That's a cool call sign. All right, let's go back to here. I'm checking on the ISS, boys and girls. I'm looking for all the next passes. All right, I told it to look it up. Look it up. Load the ISS. All right, if we go to SatNogs. Yeah, it doesn't on SatNogs. It doesn't show it. Let's go back. Oh, that's the status page. We didn't need that. We had that already up. Let's see when all the next passes are going to be. Orb track? Was that what I used to use? This kind of looks like if I go to my location, I believe I can click on it and it tells me the next pass is I am right about here. 5-day predictions. That's what we want. All passes. There we go. All right. Let me throw this on the screen so you guys can see it. Let's turn this off. And we'll add a display. Okay. And turn it on so you can see it. All right. So here is... We're looking at, I got to shrink it down. Hold on. Here are the next passes of the ISS. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, if we look at this list, let's move it so you can see it. All right, this is coming from orbtrack.org. Today is the 21st, so the next passes it shows here, 1:54 in the morning. Maximum elevation is going to be 40 degrees. So we got 1:54 in the morning, 3:32 a.m., and the next pass looks like tomorrow at 10:05 a.m., and then that's going to be a 33-degree pass, and then at 11:42 a.m., this is all Eastern Standard Time, 11:42 to 11:51, you're going to have a 15-degree pass. So, all right, so 10 o'clock, around 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, maybe I'll be on here. That might be something. I don't think I'm going to do, I'm not going to do Uber tomorrow. I'm going to take a day off because I've been doing it 4 days in a row and I'm exhausted. But what's cool is, like, so let's see this one here at 11:46. Move over to the right, you hit detail. We should get another window here. There it is. There's where it's going to be. That's going to be a low pass. You see the red guy? That's me. So now you know. So if you go over and hit detail, once you get this up there, over here on the right. So here, let's see, 25 degrees. No, that's elevation. That's what we're looking for. 40-degree elevation. That's the one at 1:54 in the morning. If I click that, that's going from the southwest to the northeast. So, and this is actually a visible pass. I'd be able to go outside and see this thing go by if it was clear outside. So, yeah. So there's all these great resources are out there. Make use of them. They're definitely worth it. This comes from orbtrack.org, and the way I got to it was through the SAT box. If you have a SAT box, underneath the name of the satellite, you have satellite status, which takes you to the AMSAT page. SatNOGs map, that's one map, and OrbTrack. That one we were looking at was OrbTrack, and I click on it, and I tell it I want to get I want to see all the passes that this is going to have. Hey, Don, how you doing? Don stopped by. How you doing, Don? We're just chatting along here, Don, having a good old time, talking about FT8, talking about satellite tracking and what's coming up next. I might be on tomorrow morning around 10 a.m., so look for me. I might stream. I'll even get the green screen out for that, so you don't have to look at my flag in the background. You like that picture? That's a George Washington Bridge right there. I won an award in Bergen County. I was on the Bergen County calendar one year for that picture. Great shot of the George Washington Bridge. I used to do photography. You could look me up, Photo Guy Mike. Go look me up, and you'll see what other things I used to do. Anyway, all right. Don's going to brag. He got his extra. Now he's going to be a VE. Good for you, Don. I'm proud of you. Good job. I remember when you were just a tech. Just a tech. That's an understatement. Nobody's just a tech. A tech is a very important thing. Anyway, boys, I think that's it for tonight. I just came on for a little while to chit-chat with you guys. Yeah, Ed, you want to get a CSM box. They're great. The SAT box, self-contained antenna tracker. That's what it stands for. I'm going to shut down my FT8. I can't. It already shut itself down. It hasn't been working. I haven't even been transmitting and it disconnected from the radio. Who knows? I have no idea what's going on. I figured that one out, Ed. I wasn't even transmitting and it disconnected from my radio. What the hell's that about? I don't understand. If there's RFI, it's coming from when I transmit, right? I don't know. All right. Not bragging. That's what I just got done doing. I know you're not bragging, Don. I'm proud of you getting your extra. I tried 3 times. I haven't passed. I got to try again, but I haven't been studying either, so I can't make it rain if I don't get wet. So I have to get back into the books and into the grindstone and get ready to take the test again. I never liked school. I just barely got through school, but I know how to do things. I taught myself very well. All right. So, boys and girls, you know what I always say. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me. I'm going to try to get together and do some shorts. My antenna is completely fixed. If you didn't hear, it kept twisting and messing up the direction it was pointing, and it was frustrating the hell out of me. I had everything as tight as it could go. Well, it turns out the 7-foot pole on top of the tower was not a single pole. It was 2 poles, one inside the other, and that joint had been so tight I could never get them apart. So I didn't think they would ever come apart. Well, they got loose, and now it was rotating on that. So I drilled a hole through them, we put a pin in, and we're good now, and it's not moving. So thank you for the encouragement, Don. I will do it. I'm not giving up. Salt and holy water, or it's ghosts. I got ghosts, so I should do. Yeah, that explains it, Don. It was 2 different poles. Each one's about 3.5 feet long, and they've always been together. I've never separated them. I've never been able to separate them, but obviously being up on the tower and it's the torque from the antennas twisting around loosened it up to the point where it was rotating on itself, and that was the big issue. So it's all done. It's fixed. Antennas are pointing, and then there's no passes. There's no passes coming up once I get it fixed. So I haven't even tried to do an ISS pass with it yet because they've all been in the middle of the night. But it looks like tomorrow morning we got some good ones coming up. So be here about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning Eastern time, and I will be back trying to do that. In the meantime, don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me, all right? 73, everybody. This is KO4 PDI wishing you a wonderful, happy weekend. Enjoy yourself. Take care. 73.